So good morning. It's Monday morning. It's the start of a day. It's the start of the week. And those that are watching the replay, thank you so much. Whatever time zone and everything you're watching it from, welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if it's your first time live or replay. Now, why do I start the energy off with like type music? Now, it's not on the recording because of copyright laws, but I can certainly drop the link into the Facebook group, Mr. School with Jean Sheehan, because it's all about attitude. And today is something very, very special. Now, some of you know that I love the big, loud, doof, doof, alive music. Today is all about, in Mr. School lesson, there is a magic, an absolute incredible magic in the thinking of big. Now, this is not related to the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. There is a magic and the results when you think big, big, big. Some of you know I think big, big, big. Now, I've had big goals since I was a little girl, from medical intuitive cards, speaking on cruise ships about medical intuition, taking people on spiritual journeys to Egypt, Mexico, and other places, to getting this work into schools and hospitals, teaching doctors. I've had big, big magic thinking big. However, let's just stop this for a moment. Thinking big, sometimes what happens is the ego mind will go, think small, think small. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I don't want to be seen. What will they think of me? Oh my gosh, all those sort of things. But there is a magic. There is a massive magic. And so, as we're aligned with August, Southern Hemisphere, and August is a time of planning, 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 projecting, and especially for 2024, the retrogrades we've got at the moment, which is Mercury, is plan now for something in the future. And if you're watching the replay, it doesn't really matter. You're still learning. There is a magic and results in thinking big that we're planning the energy right now. What are you planning for? Don't plan for the survival things such as I've got to pay the bills, I've got to feed the cat, those sort of things. Think big, big, big. Now, big can be anything from weight loss or getting your health right, or relationships, or where you want to live, or where you want to retire, or simply matter. The bigness is actually tapping into the consciousness of anything and everything is possible. And there is a magic behind it. Alchemy, magic, witchcraft, healing, all those amazing things, because the universe is expansive and not limited. And in fact, his universe is not just one. And he doesn't think small and say, wow, we might just make the sun shine today. Like he's doing expansive type awarenesses. And that's part of Mr. School. We would think expansive, beyond duality, beyond fear, think beyond in this 3D world what people think. And that magic is just what you used to do as a small little child. You used to do this. Do you remember playing pretend, dress ups, imagination? That's the thinking big. You see, kids naturally do it, which is what I wrote about. I'll just go to here, in that book here, in the Millennium Children book, and also in Parent Millennium Children book. We used to think big. One day I'll be an astronaut, one day I'll be an author, one day I'll whatever it is. And it's connecting with the magic. Because when we do think big, there's amazing magic that is happening. And in fact, you're magicians. You can make things happen. But it's the thinking that limits us in this 3D paradigm. Absolutely keeps us small, insignificant. And then we get stories such as, I've got no self-worth, which is actually not true. Some of you know this. Your self-worth is held in your sacrum bone, which is just below the cleft of the buttocks or the bottom crack. So if there's a magic in thinking big, there's also results in thinking big. Now, some of you might go back to old pain stories and think, yeah, but when I thought big and I shared my dream with my friend, my partner, or some work colleagues, I got laughed at. Well, that's because, here, come closer. Come. That's because they didn't think big. They were thinking small. You don't have to be that. Be the example of what's possible. If you're here listening to this or watching the recording or live or whatever, it's because you have the awareness to think massively big. I've got so many goosebumps as I say this, because this is alchemy work, massive. So I want you to think of something where you've been thinking small right now. And it could be, we're just going to pay the bills. I never lose weight. Now I'm going to very everyday type things. In mystery school, we wouldn't talk about losing weight or paying bills. It's irrelevant because we knew that would always work out. So if you're thinking, yeah, I just got to pay the bills, I've just got to lose 1 kilo, I just got to get through the day, that restrictive, like really restrictive type thinking restricts anything. And in fact, if you notice, the hole suddenly closes up and you can't actually receive. When you're thinking expansive, bigger than my hands now, like children do, they are open, open to receive, open to get more ideas, open to the possibilities. But when we do this, closed, absolutely closed. And in fact, in my book, Secret Codes to Manifesting, which is not out yet, I talk about the art of receiving, and it's something on the 3D paradigm, adults, grown-ups, just seem to be restricted. And that's held in the hands. We go, not open. Hands are about receiving. So if there's this magic and results in thinking big, why don't we do it in this paradigm, this 3D paradigm? Well, that was mystery school, teaching the new paradigm. So how can you do it? Let's go to the hows, because that's really important to appease our left brain. The right brain says, oh, I've got personal freedom, I can think big. But the left brain goes, I need some systems. What do you want me to do? I don't know what you want me to do. So I'm going to share what I do. This is my goal book, dream book, magic book, whatever you want to call it. In here is my magic of thinking big. Every single day with my goals, I read them every day. I check in on them and I connect with them. Did you hear the words? I connect. I connect with that magic of thinking big. I connect with them as I read them every day, every morning. Once I've done my other journals, I read through my goals and they've got tags on them of the different things I want. When I read, I'm connecting, and I'm connecting to the magic and the alchemy. You see, I'm really not teaching you the how. I'm teaching you the why. So let's go back again. Part of the magic of thinking big is write down a goal. And I want you to think unlimited. Slowly. And there's other people that teach amazing goal type stuff. I teach it according to Mystery School. That if your goal is, say, lose 20 kilos, we'll just make it very basic. 20 kilos, make it there. It might seem impossible. As you do that, I want you to go to the celebration. What is your celebration when you reach that dream, goal, magic, etc.? Now, through there, I want you to break it down to right here. What we're doing is we're taking consciousness and expansion and bringing it through the prism of 3D paradigm into a smaller version that we can actually digest, make palatable, integrate, absorb, these are all body consciousness, and make it doable. This is why people in 3D paradigm don't do thinking big and don't realize the magic of the thinking big or see the results of thinking big. So when you've got that big goal, write your celebration down. That's 2 steps. Have a dream gym. Then you need to write a description about it. When I've lost 20 kilos, I'm going to wear the blue dress with the purple polka dots, and I'm going to take myself to, I don't know, to Thailand for a holiday. I don't know. Because the brain says, think bigger, 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 stop small. And in fact, in that thinking small, We only use 5% of our brain, and yet our brain's just going, hello, we've got 95% of grey matter that you need to use. Everything is unlimited. It's just in the power of your thinking. And thinking gets us into trouble sometimes in the 3D paradigm. To be. Notice I changed it from thinking to what you want it to be. When we drop into our heart, Mystery School was all about being from heart space and being in this place, not thinking. When we drop into our heart space, we actually realize everything is unlimited. Now, along the way, I mentioned just before about the magic and results of thinking big. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Look who's in this group. My goodness me. All of you amazing, amazing souls must have the power of magic of thinking big because you're right here. And if you're watching the recording, the same thing. You've already got it. I've got goosebumps continually as I'm saying this because there is a magic and an alchemy. Surround yourself with people, things, situations, and environments that are expansive. My favoriteest place is nature, the beach, the forest, bush, the mountains. That's expansive. You cannot think small when you're in those divine places. Connect with an animal. If you've got a pet, connect with that pet. They will not let you think small ever, 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 ever. Animals always think expansive. They know that they're always going to be supported. They know they're always going to be looked after or always find food. That's the magic and results in thinking big. They don't wake up. The magpie doesn't wake up this morning and go, oh my gosh, am I going to find a worm? Oh my God, it's going to be a terrible day. I can only fly in this area. I don't know. They'll fly forever. At the moment, Southern Hemisphere, we've got the whales migrating. I don't know which that's north or south, whichever way, but they're showing the little babies how to eat. That's expansive, big, that they go from there to there and then back to there again. They're unlimited. They know that the krill, which is teeny weeny little fish, is going to feed them up, or the plankton, or whatever it is they eat. That magic and results in thinking big, it's the results. And in fact, when you start thinking big, you are drawing to you the results that you want. Because the brain just says, I will only do anything that makes me feel good. Now, if that's eating chocolate, drinking, smoking, drugs, whatever, we'll go, oh, it feels good, which actually all those things keep you small. So if you're thinking big and the big results, like what will it be like to have that thing, then you're drawing it to you with grace and ease, and you will never know where it comes from. I remember many, many, many years ago, I wanted a school for children. I wanted to be able to teach all of these things in my own school because I couldn't get into the school system. I'm talking a long time ago. And so I would tell people, but not everybody, tell people. And what would happen is people would say, listen, I've got $50,000. I'm prepared to pay that for you. I've got $20,000. I didn't take the money because I went, I'm not thinking big enough. If it's just my school, if they're not on the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia, where I live, it's not big enough. So I said, thank you so much for the money. I had to think bigger, bigger results. How can I do this? Stop the how, go to the why. Why do I want this? Why do I want kids to know who they are, what their gifts are, what their challenges are, and to shine their brilliance? Oh, yeah, I had that pain. Gosh, nearly every patient when I was nursing had that pain too. And then nearly every client that would come for sessions had that pain too. That's why I want it. Oh my gosh. I know there's a way. I want bigger results, not just here in this tiny, tiny, just come to Jean Sheehan school. I've got to have the expansive. Wait a minute. If I run courses, events, programs, online, free, paid, wait, if I write books, that gets global. Wait, if those teachers, social workers, support workers, etc., come to learn this, and then they take it out, then I'm going to have the big results. But what I did was I had the big goal, realized I was limited small, and went, go to the why. Why? And the why is so, so important with the magic of thinking big and the results. Why? I want people to feel amazing. If we target them as children, they don't grow up with the stories. And I call them issues, they're just stories. Wait a minute. If we address also the adults that have the stories, and I help them support them, they help the children, but they help themselves, that will help their family. It's like a domino effect. Ah, that's what I need to do. Yes, let's go. And I never asked, how will it be done? And in fact, one of my affirmations is, I don't know how, but it always works out. You guys know I say it always works out, but I don't know how. And I don't need to know how. There is a magic and results in thinking big. So, how do we control our thinking? You know, the little devil that sits on your shoulder and goes, you can't do that. You're not smart enough. You don't look good enough. You can't be on social media, blah, 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 blah. You know, blah, blahs. Don't flick them. Don't say stop, because what you resist persists. Embrace it. Hey, thank you so much. Oh, wow. That was an interesting thought. That was interesting. I just had an interesting thought that I can't get out and write a book. I'm dyslexic. I can't do that. Can't spell. It's an interesting thought. And then my first book here, the Jean Sheehan book, I just tried it. There it is, the Jean Sheehan book. I wrote in 30 hours. But then I had a small thought. I said to my book coach, I don't know what to call the book. He said, why don't you call it the Jean Sheehan story? Oh, what? What? What is it about? The Jean Sheehan story of my awakening, my crazy awakening of Atlantis, Lemuria, etc. Oh, duh. So let's go back. If there's a magic and results in thinking big, why don't we do the thinking big on this 3D paradigm? Here it is. There's a duality that in 3D, think small. What are people going to think of us and all that sort of rubbish? As well as expansion. There's a duality. And it's what you surround yourself with. If you're watching the news all the time, stop it. Well, your choice, really. Stop it. Because that will be small. If you're in groups or families or whatever that are thinking small or speaking small, it's up to you how much time you spend with them. Because there's so many other people that are going to think expansive, big, huge. But the results, connect with the results from your heart. Why do you want it? And celebrate. So what was my celebration when I wrote that book, the Jean Sheehan book? Why don't I just go back? There it is. What did it? Well, I made a decision that I would always buy a piece of jewelry when I wrote a book, and thinking big results, it has to go Amazon bestseller. My favorite stone or two stones is pearls and also white opal, which is my birthstone. And so I went, right, I'll just keep buying a piece of jewelry every time it goes Amazon bestseller. So I do. My celebration. Now my celebrations have moved on. I'm going to have magic holiday somewhere. So in doing it, what do you want? Why do you want it? Celebrate. Write a description. Have a goal book. Write a description about it. I see my book reaching schools, touching lives, awakening people, having a repertoire where they keep it and can go back to it. I see it being piffed, passed forward. I see myself speaking gigs on it. I wrote a big description, but it was the why. It wasn't about the money or the status or none of that. It was that being of service. The results, I went big as well. Now, this isn't just in books. This has been my health. This has been about family. Or just recently, I returned back from being in Egypt. on my own, which I've never been on my own. I've only been with groups. And thinking big results, I went, no, I am going to target as many dogs and children and feed and heal as I can. And I did. But I came back thinking even bigger of I've got to run an event in Egypt of taking a group of who else is going to help me do some healing and things on the dogs, the cats, all the animals in Egypt, could be the world, could be. Who's going to do that? Bigger results. What happens when you do that is you drop into the heart space and you feel unlimited because that's who you are. And in fact, when you shine your brilliance, the word brilliance is potential. It's the same meaning. And it's what you're doing is you're saying, I want to shine all this potential unlimited. Beware of 3D paradigm, people around you, the news, what you're saying to yourself, limiting yourself by money, what you look like, all that. That's just 3D. 5D paradigm, none of that matters. It really doesn't matter. So, super souls. You can see I'm full on this morning because of the magic of thinking big. And when you do this, you want to wake up early and you want to be here. So I've been awake since 2 o'clock this morning, here ready to support you guys. But I also did my journals and meditation and things first. And I want to hear from you. So for those that haven't been on this call before, we do a sharing that everybody gets to learn. And we say, my golden heart, not golden nugget, your golden heart. And gold is the color of alchemy. What was the thing that you heard from today that will be the practice of this week that you could go back and practice from all of the practices since November 2018? Just keep on adding, adding, adding. That these are life tools, because Mystery School was all about empowering on life tools, but that's set in today's world. Said it differently back then. So I'm just going to go around the screen. If you can unmute yourself, give us a quick tip that you had a golden heart moment so we can all learn. And then mute yourself. That'd be amazing. If you can't unmute yourself, you can certainly type it in the chat and I will share it. So let's go to Leonie, go to Kelly, Andrew, and then Sally.
Morning, everybody. My golden heart this morning was to remind myself to link celebrations with my goals. I do celebrations and I do goals, but I don't do the both. So in this month, I will review that.
Beautiful. Well done.
Good morning, everyone. Mine was instead of saying how I can do, is more why do I want it?
Yes, amazing, amazing, amazing.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, for me, it was the importance of writing down a description and detail of why I am doing what I'm doing, and to help, give the heart into it. Remind me of my heart into the things that I do. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can you share, Sally? We can't hear you, my darling. You just have to unmute. Sally's unmuting. Lou has got golden heart, celebrating reaching goals. Always, always, always. It's a must, 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 must. Laverne's got my golden heart was the visual of the hands being open when thinking expansive and big.
Never know how to figure out how to unmute myself.
Oh, that's right, Sally. Share by all means.
Yeah.
Can you share, darling?
Cancel.
Sally, you're unmuted, darling.
Oh, I am. Oh, good. Morning.
Morning.
Yes, I think as I was listening to you, I realised that I write, but I don't write down my goals, and I certainly don't reread them. And I don't even have goals concretely, if that makes sense. It's all very vague, but I do love the concept of the celebration. I kind of get that. working towards something and working towards the feeling of already having it. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, darling. Amazing. We'll just go to Laverne. My golden heart was the visual of the hands being open when thinking expansive and big so that we can receive, yep, in the hands. And also love the writing down your goals with the description celebration. Thank you so much. Bonnie's got my golden heart is always connecting to my why and what the possibilities in thinking big and bigger. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let's go to Monique. Nay, it will be Samsung because I'm not sure who that is. And then Joy.
Morning, everyone. Can you hear me, Jen?
Yes, Monique.
Thank you. Mine is to connect to the why, because sometimes that goes amiss, and also celebration. It's a good reminder to celebrate, because it's not something that I always do naturally. Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. I think it was Nay. Can you unmute, darling? Or you can type it in the chat. I might just pop on to Samsung because I don't know who you are. If you want to unmute, you're more than welcome. That's okay. Joy, do you want to share, darling? Oh, welcome. Joy's in upside down time compared to us. You just have to unmute, darling. Oh, you can't mute. Oh, type it for us, Joy.
No,
Type it.
Jean,
Yes,
it's
yes.
Samsung, it's Julie. Sorry, cutting in, but I'm
It's
rural
okay.
and I might go. The thing on the shoulder, I've been giving it the flick, and no, invited in and talk to it and say, yeah, thanks very much. And I started my practice, my naturopathic practice, on the 6th of August 2024, and it's taking off the momentum and the support and everything I've followed from the whole of this year, Jean, that I've learned from you and so many other wonderful teachers has brought me to this place. And this has been 30 years in the building. I graduated in 2011 and I wasn't ready to practice, and now I am. And even the naysayers now, it's like, yeah, thank you, but I'm ready. Let's do this.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's the magical thing. You've been amazing. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you, thank you.
Jean. Thank you all.
All right, let's just go. Laverne says, yay, congratulations. I'm celebrating so much. Thank you so much, Laverne. Let's just go to Joy. If you can type it, that'd be amazing. Let's go to gorgeous Kim.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, what everybody else said, as well as remember to shine my brilliance and be unlimited.
Yes,
That's
yes,
great.
yes. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, darling. Nay, are you able to unmute or type, darling, just to give everyone a chance to share, because that's really important as well. And let's just go back to some of the 3D type steps. I have a goal book. Take it every day because it's about having relationships. I write the goal, I write a description, I also write the celebration, and then I bring the expansiveness, because it's really important in the 3D world, bring the expansiveness down into bite-sized, palatable, digestible, integrative integration process. That's the body taking it in, so that I can work with it. Otherwise, that little ego mind that goes, can go, you can't do it, you're too dumb, you're dyslexic, blah, blah stories. Don't flick them, embrace them, say, hey, that's an interesting point of view. That's number one. I also then surround myself with people, things, situations, and environments that are going to see my vision. And if they're not, I love the person, things, situation, environment, and say, thank you so much. Oh, I'm not going back there. I don't say that to them. I just say, thank you so much. I just need to move on, because when you're thinking expansive and a seed drops in to make it small, we can easily in our brain go, let's think small. but expansion can never be taken, or power can never be taken. Joy's got, I came into the chat late, no problems, honey. I'm going to face my fear of publishing my children's alpaca book, which I procrastinated for 12 years for whatever reason. Oh my gosh, yes, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. And nay, the description, celebration, and expansion was my goals in my magic book. Thank you. My pleasure. So, Super Souls, as the energy comes into spring, because we're coming into spring in Southern Hemisphere, we're going to get more and more expansive as we're getting ready to birth and nurture. Those in Northern Hemisphere, we're getting ready to go into a winding down in autumn, which is always perfect. That's my Fitbit alarm going, it's time to start talking. I cannot thank you enough for being here for Mystery School. All of Mystery School is brought through in everyday language so that you can understand it. Remember to put yourself as a priority, always, always. Expansion, we are big. We just think we're small in this little body thingy, but your body is your gift as well. So much love to you all. Make sure that you check out some of the things I've got on my website, millenniumeducation.com. We've got 2025 energies offline at Noosa, 9th of November, online 10th of November, so that those around the world can be part of it, same program. We've got Spring Cleanse coming up. That's on the website as well, the spring ceremony manifesting to bring in spring energies. And of course, Egypt, Mexico, and all sorts of other things. So much love to you. Have the bestest week and have loads of fun too. Be expensive. Bye, everyone.